Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to NextGen Wealth Tips. First off, I want to say Happy New Year's to everyone. Hopefully, you guys had a great year. Comment down below your goals for the next year and just everything that you accomplished this year. I want to hear it. But today, I'm going to run through everything that happened in the market today and kind of talk about the overall year a little bit. Starting off, we will talk about the news and anything you should know about the market. Then we'll let you know kind of where the market is going to go for the next year and kind of I like to talk about short-term trades, but we're going to talk about short-term trades and a little bit of long-term trades also, and setting up some price targets and stuff like that, and just where the market's overall looking for the new year. Before we look at some news and charts, I want to tell you guys that tomorrow, the 1st, which is going to be today, basically, the market is closed, of course, for New Year's, and the market is also closed for the 9th. So just have those in your mind for that. So I just want to talk about the overall SPY and overall market. The S&P 500 closed with a 23% gain this year. This marked the best 2-year performance for the index since 1997 to 1998, driven by the robust economy, declining inflation, and the AI-led boom in major tech stocks, which we're going to be talking about AI and what AI looks for in the future. And also the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq also had significant gains contributing to the overall market strength. Companies like Nvidia and Palantir grew among the top performers in 2024, with Palantir soaring over 340% and Nvidia's shares increasing by 171.2%, which is massive gains compared to the SPY, which gained 23%. So these stocks will be also booming next year, but we also got some news for those stocks too later on. As we enter 2025, investors are optimistic about the continuing growth in Wall Street, forecasting the SPY to get between 6,000 to 7,000 points. However, potential policy changes under incoming Trump administration and the tariffs and immigration and regulations may introduce volatility into the markets. Some analysts actually are warning economic slowdown in 2025, which could lead to 10 to 15% market correction. So be careful of that. With that being said, we're also, you guys know, the past days we've been kind of red, not even gonna lie. Past week too, we've been kind of red in the markets. Kind of today kind of showed that investors are kind of just selling off. Tax time is coming up soon. They just want to liquidate their funds a little bit. With all that being said, if you are a short-term trader, just go with the market trends and don't trade against the market. If you trade against the market, you might lose a lot of money, or you might become lucky and get into whatever the next trend is early. But I recommend not doing that. If you see a bullish trend, don't trade against that. And the same with a bullish trend. Don't do puts if you see the market obviously going up, and don't play calls if you see the market obviously going down like the past couple of days. First, I want to talk about Intel, because Intel has some promising news, but not really. It's kind of just like what's going to happen with the CEO, with the future CEO and the future leadership for this company. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I just wanted to throw the stock out there because this might be a stock that you want to add to your portfolio. We got some things that people actually talked about this stock that is kind of promising. Intel did decline like 60% with the challenges that they have faced, firing their CEO and everything like that. I think December they did. Now analysts are saying that it might have already hit a bottom. As you can see, it kind of hit a bottom over here, but people are saying that it kind of already bottomed out. So with that being said, you can see this is a good investment for your future. And also the average price target right now for Intel is 24.48, which is all the way up here. But we kind of hit it already, but we're kind of reaching down a little bit more. With that being said, this is just a good stock to have long-term. It's a long-term play that I recommend getting into, but also having your patience, because the leadership just isn't really established. And when they do get a new leadership, they have a lot of challenges that they got to face first. So we just got to see what happens with that. So this can be one of those stocks that I recommend having on your radar, but don't get into early and just see how it moves, honestly. We did indeed see like a bullish trend coming back since it dropped, but then now we have like a big drop right here. So recommend just waiting and stuff like that. But basically the downturn has several factors to it, including delays in product development, loss of market share to competitors like AMD and Nvidia, and just strategic mishaps that happen. And just like I said before, any new CEO that comes in has a big mess to clean up. And honestly, just looking for somebody that can run a company good is kind of hard. So just be very, very patient. But with the new CEO, it can really raise his stock price a lot, and analysts might bring up their price targets with that being said. So just look at the stock, look at the news, and trade accordingly. Know to have proper risk management while investing in the stocks, and just having a good stop loss for this And yeah, we might talk about some price targets later on for this stock anyway. But with that being said, like I said earlier, it had 2 consecutive years of more than 20% gains for the SPY, and that has not been achieved since the 1990s, which is kind of insane. With strong earnings expected and the economy growth is still good in the 2025. Markets look good, but people are kind of uncertain with the rate cut decisions. That's kind of why the market's been dropping recently. But there's been recent news that we might have more rate cuts than we expect, just with the percentages, but that always changes every single day. That being said, I just wanted to share this with you. This is the top most popular retail investor stocks of 2024. So last year, we got Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, SPY, QQQ, Meta, Amazon, TQQQ, AMD, and Netflix. These are just some stocks that you should have on your radar just because they're the most popular stocks and they're probably going to be the most popular stocks of next year. I think Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, SPY. I think all of these are still going to be good in 2025 and even upcoming years after that. Also, Palantir is a big one too. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Just wanted to have that on your radar if you guys just wanted to save this. But with that being said, I want to talk about something that's been going on. Also, bad news, which is like kind of like a hack that's going on, and they're breaching unclassified systems and exploiting third-party software. The U.S. is investigating this, but there's still more going on. That being said, we had like a Japanese airlines attack with over 20 domestic flights, and it kind of gives out the customer's data and also hinders with the flight safety. These attacks have affected over 100 million people. Plus, North Korea stole over $1 billion in cryptocurrency for weapon programs, which is kind of insane. But now we're seeing a new article saying that the U.S. Treasury is the latest victim of this. So I just wanted to show this because this might affect stock prices in the future. So just keep this on your mind too, and just keep this news on your mind because I mean we're currently investigating it, but it's still coming out, and there's probably gonna be more people becoming. There's gonna be more companies and just more big things becoming a victim. And with money getting stolen, you don't want your money getting stolen. I'm not saying your money, but just overall, you might hear some bad news article on something like a big company that you're invested in, and then that can bring the stock price down if they got their money stolen or something, just like the Bitcoin getting stolen. Another thing I wanted to show is the debt ceiling is back on the table for 2025. It kind of just talks about how we kind of been trying to extend it and just kind of overlook it, honestly, but they're kind of bringing it back. So keep this on your mind too, because this can bring the economy kind of down because it's going to limit a lot of things. Keep this on your mind too. Just wanted to quickly go through that. But another thing is I want to talk about Broadcom. Broadcom is a good company and it's been rising pretty well. We're going to look at that stock price later. But with that being said, opportunities for Broadcom itself to generate revenues are going to be growing from around 15 to 20 billion currently to 60 to 90 billion through 2027. So that being said, it just shows long-term growth. So with that long-term growth, I think Broadcom is a good long-term buy. And also if you want to short-term trade it too, it grows a lot. So with that being said, I think on the 2nd, which is tomorrow, Tesla is actually coming out with their sales. We're going to talk a little bit about this. So with that being said, we're going to be talking about this in the future too, but with the tax write-off kind of getting taken out, a lot of people has been buying EVs before they actually do the bill. So with people buying a bunch of cars before that bill gets signed, a lot more people are just going out buying EVs. Tesla is one of them that's been kind of getting overbought. But with that being said, analysts expect Tesla to post a record high for their fourth quarter deliveries, which is coming out on the 2nd. But with that being said, the full year would still fall short of the guidance, and Elon could benefit as his role of incoming administrator also. Wanted to add that in there too. But we're going to talk more about that bill and stuff like that, the tax and what it's going to do with the stock and with the EV market overall. But that saying before, we do got bad news, but we also got some good news because with that being said, with Trump and Elon actually kind of becoming best friends, he is going to slash the regulations and kind of help out the autonomous vehicles and just boost it for the robotaxi plans. With that being said, it's just going to help out. It's going to make it quicker basically for the robo taxis to come out, which is going to benefit the stock. But with that being said, the tax credits for the EV purchases is kind of a bad thing. But Elon Musk himself isn't really too scared about this, and he said that it's going to affect the other EV companies more than him because I mean, as you know, Tesla's not really only selling cars now. He's literally coming out with robots. He's coming out with more like the robotaxi and the robots coming out. You know, he got way more, and he's kind of getting into that AI sector, so that's going to benefit his stock way more. And the cars, it's going to be like kind of like Nvidia, how Like the gaming chips don't even matter, honestly. It's mainly what they're doing. Gaming chips doesn't really matter for Nvidia. It's kind of what they're doing with AI. So it's probably going to be the same. I mean, it's still going to be big with how much cars they sell and stuff like that, but it's going to be overlooked with all the AI that he's doing. So Tesla, you shouldn't be too worried about it. The stock might dip a little bit because of this, but it's not going to dip too much with the plans that he has in the future. So with that being said, they talk about AI growth a lot, and people are kind of skeptical. They're kind of off and on about this topic for 2025, but AI isn't going away anytime soon. And with that being said, just look at a lot of AI stocks like Nvidia, Tesla, AMD, and another big one, which is Palantir. And the cool thing about Palantir is that they have been successful with getting government deals. The military are going on kind of an AI race, honestly. So with that being said, Palantir is already in on the military. They already got deals. They're going to make new deals. They're going to make even more deals, you know? And the thing with that is that Palantir is going to be banking a lot with this. And I think Palantir is going to be a good stock for this to look at because the AI race isn't stopping anytime soon. And honestly, it's like years in advance. So I think Palantir is a good stock for the future and also short term growth too. So keep Palantir on your radar. That being said, also Tesla kind of has a little bit of a deal with the military too. With Tesla Starlink, the military is actively using it right now. And with Starlink, the military is actively using it now, so Tesla can grow potentially with this too. And they're probably going to cut some more deals. And with Tesla's Elon's new government role, it's just going to help out even more. So recommend having Tesla and Palantir and Nvidia on your radar for this new AI thing. That being said, just like we talked about earlier with the EV sales and stuff like that, comparing it to Germany, because they kind of have the same thing that's going on now, we're kind of comparing it, and the numbers are going to kind of fall to a similar amount with the recent tax credits getting removed. So people are saying that it's going to kind of drop with that because people aren't really benefiting no more with buying EVs. Keep that on your mind too, because if you're investing into like another EV company and even Tesla, you're going to see a drop in sales and stuff like that. So just keep that on your mind. And I just wanted to pull this list up just to show you guys the 2024 year to date performance on some of the Magnificent Seven stocks like Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla. Like, look at this 177% just for Nvidia. That's insane. Tesla 68, but we already know why Tesla went up. You know, Google is one that I'm looking at 37%. Amazon with that 50% increase. Apple 28. I just want to say, man, all of these stocks are good to look at because you're probably going to see around the same numbers for 2025. That being said, let's look at the chart. Let's look at how it's all moving. So right now we're still in a bearish trend. So I recommend waiting to get into Intel until you see kind of a bottom out for all the stocks. Wait until they come up. As you can see, like Tesla fell 3% today, Nvidia 2%, Google 1%, Apple didn't really drop too much. It's not dropping too much. Microsoft 5%, which is insane. We got even more. But with that being said, let's look at Intel. I want to look at Intel at this $18 line that has kind of been just chilling on. And I want to see if it falls below that. I don't think it's going to fall below that. I think this is the bottom out for the stock for now. With that being said, I recommend just watching this line. If it falls below that, it just gives you a better buy zone. I don't recommend getting into Intel right away, but just getting into Intel later on just to see how it moves and just how the leadership works. So I recommend, honestly, a $20 buy zone isn't really that bad. You can probably get it below 19. Low 19s, honestly, probably even 18.99 or something like that. But I recommend just watching this line, having that as key support. Going up, I recommend looking at the 26 line to see if it breaks this again, and going up past that, the 37 line, and all the way back up to some highs to $50. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to get to $50 anytime soon unless the CEO comes in and he just turns it around really fast. I think it's going to be an overtime type of play. So just have your patience with this stock. And yeah, with Tesla, not even gonna lie, we're at the $400 line, so I recommend watching that $400 line, seeing how it moves. If we're still in this bearish trend, we're gonna see a break past below 400 and probably even the 390 to the 380, and then just watch 360. 360 is a key line to look at. With that being said, 320 all the way down that 300 line. Hopefully it doesn't drop this much. I don't think it's going to drop this much unless the numbers that comes out isn't really that good. Just like I said, on the second, we're going to come out with the sales. And if it breaks below what people are thinking, I think 515,000. If it breaks below that, you're going to see the stock drop probably $30, probably even more. And then if it breaks above what people are thinking, it's probably going to go back up to that 490 level. But watch 420, watch 430, and then watch 460. I think 460 might be the high that we see soon. And if it does break above that, next stock we're going to look at is Nvidia. We're on a constant downward trend. We just got to see how everything goes. We did hit a bottom point right here at 126. I think you should watch 126 if we are continuing being bearish. Probably not going to hit the 126 in a day, but just watch it for the rest of the week and just see where it hits. Because if we're still going to be in this bearish trend, we're probably going to break below 126 to 124 to 122. I recommend looking at the 122 to the 124 level and that 126 level. This could be a good buy level for when we get into that bullish trend again. But just see if it breaks below these levels, there's no point in getting in too early. So just watch the stock and see how it moves. To the upside, I recommend looking at the 140 level. 140 has been a big level recently. It just hasn't really broken it in the past couple of days, but did break it recently. And then 140 to 142 to 143. And then also this key level right here, the 146 level. So just watch it coming up. I think NVIDIA is a good short-term play. Also a good long-term play just for the year. You might see another 50% increase this year. So if you want to get into it, I think now's a good time. Or if you want to get into like a long-term play, I recommend looking at the 130 level. And then if it does break below that 130 level, why not get in, you know? We did see NVIDIA at like 90, but that was like a drop from before, and people didn't believe that it would get up to these levels. So just watch these levels, invest wisely. Google's been kind of sticking around that 189 level to that 190 level. So I recommend watching the 190 level. If it breaks below that 190 level, 189 to 188, I recommend looking at the 184 level to the 180. If it breaks below that 180, we're gonna be seeing it all the way down to probably 163 to where I recommend to buy it from. I'm not saying it's going to drop automatically, but I'm just saying over time, if we are in that bearish trend for a while, we might be seeing that 160 to 170 level, probably all the way down to 160. Just watch the 164 level if we are in the bearish trend over time. If not, let's hope that it stops at the 184 level, like it bounced up right here. Apple's been kind of showing a constant upward trend, but at the same time, these past couple of days with this bearish market, kind of dropped a little bit. We kind of reached 260. So I think 260 is a key level to look at if we're going to continue a bullish trend. I don't think it's going to be bearish yet. It has been bearish for the last couple of days. So I think once we reach a bottom on it, I think a bottom might be like 246, 250. So just watch at the 250 level and then down to the 246. Bounces off the 246. It could show some good bullish momentum. I recommend getting in then. If not, just watch it. And if it breaks below the 246 level, honestly, just have patience. Watch it at the 240 level and watch it down to the 236 level, which is kind of insane. If it does break below that, we have a we have a big decline after that. The overall SPY, honestly, I think SPY has been pretty bearish, but at the same time, kind of tried to come back, but then it didn't come back. And then the past couple of days, as you know, we've just been bearish. That being said, we are kind of low on the stock, 586. So I recommend looking at maybe 585 down to the 584 level. And then if it breaks below that 584 level, I'd watch 580. Watch 580. If it breaks below that 580 level, we're probably going to see all the way down to 570, which I hope not. I don't think we're going to reach this, but it's just that the market's going to be overall bearish for the next couple of weeks. I don't think it will. I think we're going to reach a bottom soon, just depending on how Tesla does. Because if Tesla doesn't reach expectations, we might see SPY bearish with that news and just be bearish with Tesla. Because recently Tesla kind of dragged the SPY down a little bit. So I recommend looking at those levels for that. Next, we're not really going to talk about too much with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has been kind of bearish recently. With that being said, we hit 93,000. And I think earlier we actually almost hit below 91,000, which is kind of insane. But with that being said, I like to look at stocks around that, which is one is MSTR, which broke below the 300 level and just been consistently bearish. So honestly, this stock right here is kind of that stock that I don't know if it's going to keep going because Bitcoin was kind of holding it, was kind of like helping it grow. And now that Bitcoin isn't really that good, we might see levels all the way down to like the 200 level. They do have a big holding in Bitcoin, but they have been holding back on their sales recently. Not holding back, but they've been kind of limiting how much they buy weekly now. They've been buying less. I mean, this is probably a good time to buy Bitcoin, but at the same time, we got to see how Bitcoin moves to kind of determine these stocks. It's like I talked about earlier is Broadcom. Just look at this. Look at this constant upward trend, and it's like in a couple of days, it raised this much, which is kind of insane. We do have a bearish trend going on. So with all of these stocks, honestly, I think just be patient and just wait until the bearish trend is over to buy into stocks. Because even when it's over, you're not going to see too much of an increase. Like you might see stocks like let's say Broadcom falls and then the stopping point is 212. Just wait for that, and then maybe wait like a day or two. Maybe it'll go up to like 225 again. You're only losing a little bit of like not too many points because right now we're at 231. So if you wait until 225, you see a bullish trend. that's when you should get in, just to make sure that the bullish trend is established. With that being said, I look at Broadcom going down to the 230 level, breaks below that 230 level. I'd watch all the way down to 212 to see how that support reacts. And if it breaks below that, we're probably going to see it back down to these levels, which is kind of just normalizing the stock, honestly. Last one that we're going to look at today is Palantir. Palantir has been doing great, has been signing many deals. I don't think Palantir is ever going to really die out, but right now, I think we should just wait until the bearish trend ends, like I'm saying to all other stocks. I think honestly, look at that $70 level. I think $70 is going to be key. If it breaks below that $70 level, I recommend looking at the $60 level. Just look at the 10 points, honestly. But you can look at 67 to 65 first. Breaks below that, look at the 60 level. And if it breaks below that. But yeah, with that being said, if you do see the stock at like 65 to 60 and it's kind of holding and we're going back into the bullish trend, you can probably wait until it goes up a little bit. You can probably buy it at $65 to $70. That's still going to be underpriced for what the stock has to hold. We did reach highs of almost $85. So you do got some points to kind of earn with that. But I recommend getting into some option trades once this bearish trend does end, because you can make a lot of money with that. But with that being said, thanks for watching the video. Smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and let me know what other stocks y'all want me to look at, and let me know what's some news that maybe I didn't cover today. Maybe you can comment down below and let me know and let other people know. And also, you can comment down your 2025 goals with investments and everything like that. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and see you guys in the next video. I got some penny stock videos. I got some stocks for 2025, and I got I also covered AMD in another video. Why AMD is going to be good for 2025. So if y'all want, y'all can check that out. Y'all don't have to, but yeah, all I ask for is a subscribe if you guys benefited from this video. If not, that's okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for giving me your time. And if you watch until the end, that's insane. Thank you. Love you guys.